The power of positive pricing. This is John Sanpetro, and on this episode of the Stamping is My Business podcast, we're going to talk about pricing, and specifically what happens when you begin to price your services and products accordingly. And unfortunately, this is a real problem, probably one of the biggest problems affecting the stamping business community. Stamping business owners, the majority of stamping business owners, underprice and undervalue their services and their products. We'll talk about services in a minute, but I know some of you, when you hear me say underprice their products, you're probably wondering, well, John, how can they underprice their products when the product prices are set in the catalog? Well, I've seen a number of different ways that people underprice and undervalue their products. They come up with discounts that are basically cutting into their own profit margin. They give things away for free when people buy a certain dollar amount of product. They'll give catalog product away for free when you buy the same dollar amount in retired product. It gets crazy. But suffice to say that there are a lot of stamping business owners who are underpricing their products. And the underpricing of services, classes, things like that is even worse. I mean, it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. I can't believe how little stamping business owners charge for classes. In some cases, believe it or not, there are some stamping business owners who even give their classes away for free if you buy a certain amount of product. And giving away your intellect, giving away your skill set for free is one of the worst things that you can do in your business, because that is the most valuable part of your business. That is the thing that sets you apart from every other stamping business owner out there. When you think about it, you're all selling the same product, basically. But what sets you apart from everyone else is you and what you bring to the table. And to devalue that, to say that that's worth the least, and to give that away, it's just terrible. It's a really, really bad problem. And people always ask me, why do stamping business owners sell their skills for so little? And I think part of it is it's a vicious cycle, because they see so many other stamping business owners selling their skills and their services for so little. They feel like they have to do the same thing. Now, that's not true, but that's how they feel. They worry about competition. They worry that if they charge more than other stamping business owners are charging, then their customers are going to go to that other stamping business owner. A lot of times also it's a lack of belief. It's a lack of faith in themselves and what they're offering. A lot of stamping business owners don't believe that a customer will pay them more. And what they're saying is they don't believe that their customers believe they're worth more. And that's a big problem. It's a problem that we certainly can't solve in a podcast, but it is something that I'll tell you is not true. If your customers are actually going to leave you because you're charging $5 or $10 more for a class than you were charging, that's not a customer that you're going to be able to build and grow a successful business with anyway. You have to recognize that your business can have good customers and bad customers. And if you have a business filled with bad customers, then believe it or not, your business is being held back by those customers. It seems like a weird thing to say, but it's absolutely true. If your customers are holding you back to the point that you can't raise your prices and your fees to where you're actually making a viable income from your business, then that's not a good business. And you have to change that. And this is where the power of positive pricing comes in. Power of positive pricing means that when you price your services and your products accordingly, positive things happen in your business. And let's just start with what happens to your customer base. When you start charging prices that are more in line with what you're worth and what the information you're giving to people is worth, your customers are going to respect you more. And that's a big deal. And I know you're saying, my customers already respect me. Well, truthfully, if they respected you, then you wouldn't be worrying about them leaving you if someone else was charging less. See, when you charge so little, the people that you attract, the customers that you attract into your business are people who are loyal to the price point. They're not loyal to you. And when you have a bunch of customers who are loyal to the price point but not loyal to you, they're going to follow the lowest price point. And guys, I don't care how little you're charging. I don't care how much you're giving away. I promise you, somebody's going to come along who's going to charge less or who's going to give away more. And all of those customers who are loyal to the price point are going to walk away. When you charge more for your product, the customers that you attract are loyal to you. They respect you. And that's when you don't ever have to worry about competition. You don't have to worry about being undercut by another stamping business owner, because those customers who are loyal to you are not going to abandon you simply because someone is charging $5 or $10 less. It just doesn't happen. Your price point is the first thing a lot of new people see. And based on that price point, those new people are going to make a determination about your business. They're going to put you into a category. Are you quality or are you a bargain? If you're charging a low price, most people don't associate low price with quality. Now, that doesn't mean you're not quality, but your price point certainly doesn't represent that. So who are you going to attract? Bargain hunters. People who are loyal to the price point. When you charge a higher price, you attract people who are attracted to quality. And what a lot of people don't understand is that when you charge too low a price point, you actually alienate the quality seekers. Because those quality seekers see your low price points and they just assume, based on the low price point, that it's not going to be very good. And so they don't even bother with you. People don't ever think about that, but it happens all the time. All the time. So you're going to attract better customers, customers who respect you, customers who you can build a growing, thriving, and successful business on. You're also going to make more money. I mean, that's obvious, right? You're going to make more money. I sent out an email the other day, and if you're not on my mailing list, I will put a link to get on my mailing list in the description of this podcast. But if you in my email, I talked about even just $5 difference, how much of an impact that can make. If you were charging, say, $20 instead of $15 and all other things being equal, how much more money you would make. And it's ridiculous. Like the profit, just on a $5 increase, the profit in my example was up 41.6%. Just on a $5 increase with 8 people coming to the class. And that's crazy. That's crazy. But it also brings your hourly rate from minimum wage or below minimum wage into something a little more respectable. And when you start making money that's, better than minimum wage, better than somebody's going to make at an entry-level job, you start feeling better about yourself. And you start feeling better about the business. Because, and this is something people don't speak about, but if you're not making money in the business, you start to get down on the business. If you're not able to make money, you start to get down on yourself. And if you don't think that has an impact on how you perform every day and your productivity levels every day, you're kidding yourself. You're absolutely kidding yourself. When we talk about the power of positive pricing, one of the biggest benefits is that you're actually going to feel a lot better about yourself and your business. And that's going to change your mood. That's going to increase your energy level. And that's going to make you much, much more productive. The great thing about making more money by raising your prices and charging what you should is that you also don't have to work as hard for the money that you're making. Right? I mean, if you're charging $5 or $10 more per class, all other things being equal, you're working the same number of hours, but you're making more money. That makes you much more efficient. It makes you much more profitable. I can't really speak enough about all of the good things that happen, both tangibly and intangibly, when you start to price things accordingly. And so you have to work through whatever it is that's stopping you from pricing accordingly. You have to work through those issues because it is a vicious cycle. When you get down on yourself, when you don't believe in yourself, you create self-fulfilling prophecies. You create a business that's not going to be sustainable. And there are far too many of those out there right now. A lot of you may be asking, well, if I raise my prices, will people pay? Yes. Yes, they will. People will pay whatever you ask, as long as you can position what you're offering in the right way, as long as you can, what we say, sell the value proposition. And that's just marketing. And you can absolutely do it. I'm in the process right now of putting the finishing touches on a class for stamping business owners called Profitable Pricing. I'm not sure if it's going to be ready by the time this podcast is published, but if you go to www.stampingismybusiness.com/pricing.html, you'll be able to see more information about it. And if it's not ready yet, you'll be able to get onto a notification list about it. www.stampingismybusiness.com/pricing.html. If you enjoyed this episode of the Stamping is My Business podcast, please feel free to like it, share it, subscribe to it, and listen to more. You can find us on iTunes, Google Play, our website, stampingismybusiness.com, and on our Facebook page, facebook.com/stampingismybusiness. If you have questions or ideas for future episodes, please email them to me at john@stampingismybusiness.com. This is John San Pietro, and I'm just trying to get you paid.